I never have to use it, but something tells me I will. Trust a tourist advertisement.
Now get out!
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes Vanderberg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hard.
What's the best way?
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes.
Can you take this map? I've marked the hotel and a few.
Wow.
No.
Oh, before you go.
Don't worry about that.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened?
Why do you care?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Fine.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some...
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, Mark...
I take it you're not the big...
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city. The poor...
So they're just... refugees.
Not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and my father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all...
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of his...
Another newcomer with another problem.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing and no one in...
Mr. Throgmorton.
What makes you think you can do it?
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to...
Fairer. You have a point, newcomer.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. This fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious.
As much as...
Find my son.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye.
Okay.
I want to know what happened here.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible... and he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams.
Tell me about
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We moved here after the flood.
Who is this K? You...
Outsiders, show some respect. K is our lord.
Sorry. Where are all the...
That's Paul there on the floor. K be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself to...
I'll leave you to it.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth.
I don't know yet, Will.
I'm afraid of...
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
What's happening?
Take this, ape-face. Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
this, ape-face. Take this, ape-face. Take this, ape-face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. Budge. One fatal wound in the forehead. That's no accident. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilled for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
I don't know exactly.
What kind of private eye are...
A thorough one.
Fine. No one leaves the...
Mr.
What?
Some
You've seen a while. I've commissioned a few...
Yeah,
Try to avoid...
bye.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
There's something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
you clear instructions, did I not?
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took
You
over
like
the
it here,
fishing
newcomer?
business.
Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sown.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
I gave you clear instruction. once, did I not?
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off. The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
Stay alert. Monsters
Mr.
lurk
Carpenter's
underground.
food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Hey, knock it off!
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name.
Yeah, even if I knew.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine.
So,
He's upstairs.
smart, man. Bye.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so...
Ugh. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended. And me, covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
What kind of...
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends?
No, I'm sorry.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here.
Start at the beginning.
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons.
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs. Always...
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
You mentioned a grand family.
So you're
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position. Have mercy, please.
This is not exactly cut and dry.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds.
You think you're the first person to...
Please.
Don't try my... I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those... It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered...
Are you certain the body...
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Still, justice has been served.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but...
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect...
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to...
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters. And
that's all.
Let me be clear, Reed.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton.
I am a busy man. I funded the When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here.
What about my...
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood.